Hsien Loong is a Singaporean politician and former Army General who has served as Prime Minister of Singapore and Secretary-General of the People's Action Party since 2004. He was Deputy Prime Minister to Goh Chok Tong from 1990 to 2004 and Finance Minister from 2001 to 2007. He is married to the CEO of Temasek Holdings, Ho Chin. Born in British Singapore, Lee is the eldest son of Singapore's founding Prime Minister Lee Kuan Yew. He studied in Trinity College, University of Cambridge, graduating in 1974 with a bachelor's degree in mathematics and a master's degree in computer science. In 1980, he earned a Master of Public Administration at Harvard University's Kennedy School of Government. From 1971 to 1984, he served in the Singapore Armed Forces, where he rose to the rank of Brigadier General. Entering civilian politics in 1984, he was elected as the Member of Parliament for TalkingWiki and since its dissolution in 1991 has represented Ang Mo Kio GRC. Lee served in various ministerial appointments under Gore before succeeding him as Prime Minister in 2004. In his first 2 years, his government enacted a 5-day work week and extended maternity leave days. His proposal to build 2 integrated resorts in Singapore to increase tourism revenue led to the development of the Marina Bay Sands and Resorts World Sentosa. Following the 2008 financial crisis, he oversaw the country's economic recovery within 2 years. Political reforms in 2010 legalized online activism and increased the number of non-elected opposition representatives in Parliament. His government has advocated goods and services tax hikes to fund social spending and infrastructure development, with the GST expected to be raised from 7% to 9% by 2025. In 2019, his government introduced the controversial Protection from Online Falsehoods and Manipulation Act to combat online misinformation. That year, Lee reshuffled his cabinet and promoted his expected successor Heng Swee Keat to Deputy Prime Minister. In foreign policy, Lee's government's policy has been to stay neutral in an era of great power competition between China and the United States. Under Lee, both the Chinese and Singaporean governments have cooperated on projects, with Lee's government backing China's Belt and Road Initiative as one of its largest investors. At the same time, Singapore has a close defense relationship with the United States, signing the Strategic Framework Agreement in 2005 to cooperate on terrorist and cybersecurity threats. Lee's government has had complex and fraught relations with Malaysia, particularly with regard to water supply and territorial claims, although the countries have agreed to work on several cross-border projects, such as the Kuala Lumpur-Singapore high-speed rail and the Johor Bahru-Singapore rapid transit system. The eldest child of Lee Kuan Yew and Kwa Geok Choo, Lee Hsien Loong was born at KK Women's and Children's Hospital in Singapore on 10 February 1952, while Singapore was a British colony. His paternal grandmother, Chua Jim Neo, was a Hak Nyonya, and his mother has ancestry from Tong'an district and Shantou in China. According to Lee Kuan Yew's biography, the younger Lee had learnt the Javi script by age 5, and has always been interested in the affairs of Singapore, often following his father to rally grounds. Lee studied at Nanyang Primary School and received his secondary education at Catholic High School, where he played clarinet in the school band, before going on to National Junior College. In 1971, he was awarded a President's Scholarship and Singapore Armed Forces Overseas Scholarship by the Public Service Commission to study mathematics at Trinity College, University of Cambridge. He was Senior Wrangler in 1973, and graduated in 1974 with first-class honours in mathematics and a diploma in computer science, with distinction. His college tutor, Dennis Marion, later described Lee as the brightest mathematician he had admitted to the college. In 1980, he completed a master's degree in public administration at the John F. Kennedy School of Government, Harvard University. Lee joined the SAF in 1971, and served as an officer from 1974 to 1984. In 1978, He attended the United States Army Command and General Staff College at Fort Leavenworth, and held various staff and command posts, including the Director of the Joint Operations and Plans Directorate and Chief of Staff of the General Staff. Lee rose quickly through the ranks in the Singapore Army, becoming the youngest brigadier general in Singaporean history after his promotion in July 1983. Notably, he was put in command of the rescue operations following the Sentosa cable car disaster. Lee served as commanding officer of the 23rd Battalion Singapore Artillery in the Singapore Army, before he left the SAF in 1984 to pursue civilian politics. In the 1980s, Lee was regarded as the core member of the next batch of new leaders in the People's Action Party. Leadership transition.